Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, I hiked 2 trails at Hickory Run State Park, then visited Hawk Mountain Sanctuary, where I hiked down to the River of Rocks. The next morning, I drove the 24-mile auto tour of Gettysburg National Military Park. Now, I'm on my way to the next location, about an hour southwest to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. This is Harpers Ferry National Historic Park, most known as the site of John Brown's raid on the Federal Armory in 1859. That October, Brown, an abolitionist, and 18 others crossed the Potomac River and took control of the federal arsenal in an attempt at igniting a rebellious slave uprising in the South. Few joined in, so the raid failed, and townspeople surrounded Brown and his men, who barricaded themselves in the Armory's fire engine house, now referred to as John Brown's Fort.
It's a black and white cat, that doesn't count.
About 32 hours after the raid began, a group of Marines, under the command of Robert E. Lee, yes, that Robert E. Lee, captured Brown, and 6 weeks later he was executed. Just a year and a half after the raid, the Civil War broke out, and John Brown's goal of ending slavery was eventually realized. The Appalachian Trail passes through town, down the famous Appalachian Trail staircase, and across the railroad bridge before turning east along the Potomac River. I'm here to hike up to the Maryland Heights Overlook, a total of 4.5 miles out and back with 1,079 feet of elevation gained. The trail travels uphill for 1.8 miles, then downhill for another half mile to the overlook.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. A little bit of uphill. Still going up.
downhill slightly now. I think we're getting there.
did it. It's always such a great feeling, accomplishing one of these hikes.
I'm feeling pretty good after that hike, so after a short break, I'm going to walk upstream along the Shenandoah River and back down through the lower town for another 1.5 to 2 miles. Harpers Ferry became the northernmost territory held by the Confederates during the Civil War, although it changed hands many times due to its strategic location at the confluence of the Shenandoah and Potomac rivers. This is Virginius Island, which is only an island because of man-made canals. This is where much of the town's industry was located, including mills, foundries, blacksmiths, and machine shops. Although largely destroyed during the Civil War, many of the ruins still remain today. Alright, that was a great hike and a great morning in a pretty unique place. But it's time to get back on the road to my next location, about an hour southwest of here. Welcome to Shenandoah National Park in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. good thing I decided to come up here and see as much as I could this afternoon, because as you can see, it looks like the weather is about to turn. But we'll get to that on the next action-packed episode. So be sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you then.